Hey folks, Professor Blowers here. Really excited to work on PowerPoint with you today. We are diving into the Chapter 4 Grader, and we will be reviewing legal aspects of film production. Here's our set of instructions. So the first order of business, of course, is to open the file, and we need to save it as a template. And what's really cool about a template is it's like a mold. So if you create a template, you can then use it for a lot of different purposes, a lot of different reasons, and then you have that exact same style and format set up exactly how you want it, so that then you can have it personalized and add on your own bits of information into the PowerPoint presentation. So go ahead and I'll start you from the jump. You go File, and you go Save As, click Save As, and right here under your file name, click this drop down, and you want to scroll down and look for .potx. That would be a PowerPoint template, which I have highlighted right here. Go ahead and click it and press Save. And that will be the first step. Now, the second one is one that I want to spend a lot of time on because it's really important, and that would be the Slide Master. So let's go ahead and switch to the Slide Master. And you'll start on the View tab here in PowerPoint, right? And so that's right up at the top. Go ahead and click View and look around, and you'll notice in the Master Views group, you'll see the Slide Master button. Hover over it to see what exactly the Slide Master will do, or just go ahead, pause and read right here. But let's switch to Slide Master View. And scroll up, scroll down, and have a look around. And what you want to know is what's called the basis slide. And that's this first one right up here. And you'll notice it says Basis Slide Master, and it also says which slides are being used by it. So in this case, it's slides 1 through 5, yeah? So you want to click it, right? So click on your basis slide, and we're being asked to change the background style. And the one we're looking for is Style 2. So Slide Master tab in the background group, click on Background Slides, and here we are. That's Style 2 right there. And having a look at the directions really quick, it looks like we need to format the background with a gradient fill linear type. And we'll position gradient stop 2 at 25, 3 at 75, and we'll follow up from there. So back to our PowerPoint. You are in your, I'm looking around, click on in the background group, still in the Slide Master tab, click on background styles, and then down below, click on format background. Here on the right-hand side in the panel, click on gradient fill. And from here, it's asking us to click on the second stop. And I believe it said position it at 25. So down here in the position, change it to 25. Now you could drag it. But I find it more accurate to just type in exactly what you want. Position gradient 3 at 75. Color, 8th column, 3rd color. 8th column, 3rd color. All slides. Okay. Let's see if we can do that real quick. Go into here. 3rd stop. Change that. It's currently set to 83. We'll change that to 75%. And the color, it was the 8th, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And for the life of me, I think it said 3rd, but let's just make sure. Yep, 3rd color. I'll minimize that. So down here, select color. It was blue, 1, 2, 3. That would be aqua accent 4, lighter 60%. Wonderful. And then it does ask us to apply all. And as soon as you click this button, you are 12 points into the project, and we'll go ahead and go to step number 3, which asks us to change the color of the first bullet to the 8th column in the last color. What you'll want to do is, with your basis slide still open, so that's here on slide 1, what you want to do is right before Edit Master Text Slides, select all of this right here, go to the Home tab, and then what you'll see over here in the Paragraph group, Home tab, Paragraph group, your Bullets button click the drop down, and then go down here to bullets and numbering. And they want us to change the color of our bullets, which is very handy across Microsoft Office apps, to the 8th column, which we know in the last color. So that would be aqua accent 4 darker 50%. Notice how it changes all of our examples here. Press OK, and you'll notice how it changed the bullet just right there, yeah? And so it said just change the color of the first bullet, right? So we are 20% of the way done with this project. Then it's asking us click the title and content layout thumbnail and insert a text box. And we'll dive into steps 4 and 5 at the same time real quick. And you'll notice that 4 wants us to insert a text box, like I mentioned. So go ahead, and if you hover over this third one, it says title and content layout. Click that third slide right here. Switch over to the Insert tab. Over in the text group, you've got the text box button. Hover over it to learn what it is. You can click it, and in the lower left-hand side, within the placeholder right here, you're going to click to insert the text box, and it wants us to type Thompson. Just a quick moment. Let me get that fixed really quick. And type Thompson Henderson Law Partners, pardon me. And so then what you want to do from here is select the text. It's a little bit too large, so we'll change the size to 12. And the instructions are also asking us to bold it and center. All right, so inside the text box, type this, change it to 12, bold it, and then let's also make sure in the Home tab paragraph group that we center this right around here. And as we move on to step number 6, we're going to change the height and the width of the text box. Oops, just a quick moment. So let's go to the Shape Format tab, yeah? So up in the top, click on the Shape Format tab. We want to deselect the text, but we want to keep the text box still selected. So right over here on our rotation handle, just click it one time so that the text is deselected, but you still have the text box selected, yeah? What you'll do from here is you want to change your height, and we're on the Shape Format tab in the size group, to 0.5. Press tab for the width. We'll change the width to 6. And notice how it looks right here. So let's add a shape fill. So with it still selected, and we're in the Shape Format tab, in the Shape Styles group, select the Shape Fill button, scroll down to Gradient, and we're looking for light variations, and the one we're looking for is the second column, first row under light variations, called Linear, down. You're welcome to go ahead and select that. Then over in the Arrange tab, select the Align button, and you'll want to click Align Center. In addition to Align Center, you want to make sure that you align it to the bottom. And I think that looks a lot more professional. And so here's a fun step. What we need to do now that we're here is go ahead and switch over to the Slide Master view. And we're being asked to hide the footer, which is over in the Master Layout group. So deselect the footer and notice what changes. Then we need to click over to the View tab. And here, let's have a look around really quick. And in your Master Views tab, click on Handout Master. And from here, all we need to do is remove the header. And notice how in the top left, that goes away. Once the header's been deselected, you're welcome to close Master View. And have a look, and everything looks like it's back to normal on our slides, right? We'll move on to step number 7, where, hey, I thought we just got rid of the header and the footer. But now what we're going to do is go to the Notes and Handouts tab, include a fixed date and the page number and footer. So, Notes and Handouts tab, bear with me just a moment. Let's go back to PowerPoint. Click on File and have a look around here. Click on Info, have a look around here. This is something we largely do at the tail end of the assignments. I just wanted to clue you into the spot right here. So now you've had a look around there. What I'd like you to do is go ahead and notice everything that has changed. All right, notice how what we did is affecting all of the slides. The footer is on all of the slides. The gradient border is surrounding them. And I think it looks a lot more professional. So for step number 7, what we're going to do is click on the Insert tab right at the top. Over in the text group, click on the header and footer button. And what we need to do is make sure that we have the date and time. And I believe that the instructions want it fixed, but let's make sure. Fixed date, page number, footer, and then there is what we're going to type in the footer box, right? And so we're going to have the fixed date, that is today. We need to click the page number. Pardon me, actually, I'm leading you astray. What you need to do, click over on the Notes and Handouts tab. This is a common mistake. Click on Notes and Handouts. They're very similar. Click on Date and Time, make sure that it's fixed, and again, double check you're on the Notes and Handouts tab. Once you have the fixed date and time, make sure, and we have it already, but click on page number, and then click down in the footer. We're going to type in 4G, make sure you capitalize, underscore, capital F for film, underscore P, production. Film production, 4G film production, and then you're good to go ahead and apply it to all of them. All right, so we need to revise the document properties. So in the subject box, we need to type our course name and section number. Aha, so that's why I clued you into that spot. So bear with me just a moment. For step number 8, what we need to do is click up on the file button and go down to the info tab, and you'll notice on the right hand side our properties. Well, let's go ahead and show all of our properties because we need to include a few things, right? And so the instructions asking us to include our course name and section number and tag it as film production. Okay. So under subject, let's just call it PowerPoint at Bellevue College, or BTS 147 or BTS 161, or whichever PowerPoint class that you are taking. We want to tag it with, I believe it was film production. Let's go back and make sure. Yep, film production, lowercase. Oh, pardon me. Let's reopen that. Looks like I have to update this, but let's forget about it and do it later. Let's go back, file, info, show all the properties. And, okay, back in the subject, we'll just call it PowerPoint. Under tags, we'll type in film production. Want to get you back into the info tab before it's too late. I want to make sure that we have the author correct. So you can always add an author. You can add your name right down here, but it automatically has my name here. And so why don't we go to Save As, and I'll just save it into my downloads. And let's see here, more options, and there we go. And so instead of saving it as a POTX, go ahead and save it as just a regular PowerPoint file, and then we can edit it from there. Cool. And now we should just have everything back open as it has been. So we are right here on the first tab, right in here. And what you're going to want to do really quick, you may have noticed too that I was working on the wrong file. So make sure that you have the one with all of your edits updated. Once you save the template and then reopen, make sure that you've got this one open. First thing you're going to do on step number 9 is on the other side of presented to, put your cursor there, press enter, and type University Film Production Class. From here, we want to go back into our slide master view, right? So click on the View tab, and in the Master Views group, go ahead and click Slide Master. Our next step should be a familiar one. And so we want to be on the title and content layout slide, which is this one. And we need to edit the bullet from the first line right here. So go ahead and select Edit Master Text Styles. And then we're going to go into, let's see here, Home tab. And over in our paragraph group, you'll see our bullets button. click the drop down, and then click the bullets and numbering button. And what we're looking for right here are hollow round buttons. And as we go back to the instructions and have a look, so we have, and then all we have to do is close the slide master view. Slide 4, we've got to add a comment. So the next 11 and 12 aren't worth anything, but you should do it for the sake of the assignment. So let's just go ahead and close the slide master view once we finish this right here. So go ahead, press OK. We can go into our view tab, and we can just go to our normal view. All right, so now we need to add some comments. And these comments are handy for a number of ways, but we want to go down here to slide number 4 as we learn about what a limited liability company is. All right, so we need to add a note to this third bullet. So click in right here so your cursor is blinking right after formation. And we need to go to, bear with me just a quick second. We need to go to our review tab. From the review tab, we're going to go to comments, and we're going to add a new comment. And in this comment right over here, we're going to add define sole proprietorship. All right, there's our comment right there. Let's go back to the notes. And it says on slide number 5, select life rights and add the following comment. Explain how this is intellectual property. Make sure to include the period. So let's go to slide 5 right here. That's our second bullet. We're still in our review tab. We've got our show comments button right here, but we need to add a new comment. And I forgot what we're supposed to write, so we're going to go back here. Explain how this is intellectual property. All right, so let's add our comment over here. Explain how this is intellectual property with the period, and make sure that they only capitalize the E. And then step number 13, now there are a lot of links between this project and Microsoft Word because we do actually get to use the thesaurus. And so we're going to go to slide number 2 once we're done, and we're going to change payment to compensation. So back here, that's great. We've added our comment. You can reply to comments. Here's slide number 2, and let's have a look around. It was payment. And I'm going to show you using the thesaurus. Now the button's up at the top. Traditionally, you could get synonyms by right-clicking right here. Yep. So that's how you get synonyms. So that's one tie-in with Word. There's a lot of things you can do in here. You can add comments like we just did. But what I'd like y'all to do would be to, with payment selected, go up and in the review tab, proofreading group, click on thesaurus, and it wants us to change it to compensation. Cool, right? So once we have payment selected, it'll open up, we have to click on, of course, the thesaurus button. That'll open up this over here. If you hover over compensation, this drop down right here, you can insert it so that payment changes then to compensation, which is really cool. So we are getting close. We're on step 13. We just finished 13. We're on 14, which is the last major one. And on slide 3, we need to insert a picture file and then go ahead and crop it, all right? And so go ahead to slide number 3. And we'll go ahead to the Insert tab. In the Images group, there's Pictures. And we will use from this device. And we'll go to the folder. And I believe it was PO4G film is the one that we're being asked to put in, and it is. So let's go back to PowerPoint. Select this. You could double click it or just press Insert. And there it is right there. Navigating back to the instructions. They want us to crop it using the rectangle, diagonal corners, rounded under rectangles. And you're welcome to go ahead, even though they are some good ideas. We can close the Design Ideas panel over here on the right-hand side, and you can even close the thesaurus because we don't need it. And so make sure with the picture selected, and we need to go to the picture format tab up at the top, click on the crop button in the size group. We want to crop to shape. And the one that we're looking for, I'll help you out. It is the rectangle diagonal corners rounded. That's the very top right one. And you're welcome to go ahead and select that. And notice how it made just so very subtle changes to our picture. As you'll see though, the image is still blocking some of the text. And so first order of business, let's actually change the size. Let's see if making it a little bit smaller does the trick. So we're still in the picture format tab in the size group. Go ahead and type in 2.53 for the height. And then just below it in the width, it should automatically make the width 1.69. And then we need to align. We need to change our alignment. So let's go back to the instructions. And it's asking us to align it to the right and the middle before we recolor it. So let's go back here. Over in we're still in the picture format tab in the arrange group. There's an align button right up here. And correct me if I'm wrong, I believe it said align center and align right. I may be mistaken on this. Align right and middle of the content placeholder. Align right and align middle, pardon me. And align to the right. There we go. So that should be in shape. Just to make sure, align the picture to the right and the middle of the placeholder. And then let's go ahead and we'll recolor the picture to grayscale. What you'll do now is in the adjust group, still on the picture format tab, if you don't have this active, just select the picture. What you'll do from here is click in the adjust group. You've got the color button. Down in recolor, you're looking for one that says grayscale. So that would be our second column, third row, grayscale. Back to the instructions. Note the shape may be called round diagonal corner rectangle on some systems. All right, just a heads up. Then all we need to do is run the accessibility checker and add the alt text contracts to the picture on slide number 3. So let's dive into it. Let's navigate our way to the File tab, and we'll go to the Info button. We need to click for issues right here, and here's our accessibility checker. So click the Check Accessibility button, and it found it for us, and it's telling us, hey, we need to make our documents more accessible, right? And so here we are right here. It says Suggest Alternative Text. Okay, interesting. It's telling us to keep an eye on it. Interesting. Let's see what we can do here. The best way to do this would be over the picture right here. Go ahead and right click over the picture. We need to edit the alt text. All right, so it says text whiteboard. It's automatically generated, but I think that we can do better. And so the alt text that I believe is more accessible or more appropriate for this case would be contracts. All right, and that indeed is what the instructions asks us to do. So add the alt text contracts on slide number 3 for 8 points. Those are our last 8 points. And so we've run the accessibility checker. Perfect. We've added this right here. Check. And with that, we've largely completed our project. Let's check and see how we've done. So once you've typed in the alt text, you are welcome to go ahead and close it. And then what I'll do is I'm going to go File, and I will go Save As, and I'm going to save it in my document. Actually, I'm going to save it down in my downloads so I can find it easily. And I'm just going to call it, let's just call it Professor Final Project. And I will make sure to save this also as a PowerPoint.pptx file. Save it, and then I'll go to My Lab IT. We've downloaded the materials, we worked on it. Now let's upload the assignment. We just put it into our downloads folder, Professor Final Project, and then press the upload button. Bear with it just a moment until it says success. Press the submit for grading button. Awesome, kudos, well done. This next page though, it will not likely give you, and it did, it gave me a grade right away. All right, so hey, I'd love to get 100. let's see what I can do in order to improve my score. Now, anything above a 90% is 100, but the first thing you do here is you click on these three dots and you click on View Submissions. I've got another video on this, but this is just another way for y'all to remember how to do this. Click in this area right here in the blank space to pull up this page, and we will figure out what I may have done incorrectly. You also can download the live comments report, which is incredibly handy. And it's another PowerPoint file that has comments on the file showing you where in your assignment you made mistakes. So that's pretty handy. But I failed to type the course name and section number. I know I tagged it, but I don't think that I saved the presentation at the tail end. So if you click on this drop down right here, I forgot to tag it. So a real quick way to go back and improve your score, because you do get 3 attempts at this. What you do, go back to your PowerPoint file, and the tags will be File, go to the Info, and oh, I missed it. And what was I supposed to tag again? It was Film Production. Film Production. So just go ahead, add the tags, Film Production, click out of there, Control or Command S, save it, and then all you have to do is go back and re-upload it here, and you can improve your grade, right? So hopefully that helps. That was fun. I really enjoyed working on grader number 4 with you all, and hope you're learning a lot. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out. Keep learning, and I will see you soon. Ciao for now.